Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Kaizer podcast. I'm Belf and I'm joined by Rowan, Lee, and Max. Say hi, guys.
Yo.
Hi.
Lee's having some microphone issues, so he might not really be in this week's episode. Anyway, how are we all doing this week?
Oh, good. I'm not bad.
Yeah, starting to get really fed up with the lockdown now. Really looking forward to being able to go out and play games again, but everybody's in the same boat, so it's just one of those things.
Yeah, same as Max.
Yeah, I hate being stuck inside too. I can go out and I can go for walks, and I'm probably going for a run after this, but I just miss being able to stuff my face with Taco Bell whenever I feel like it.
I would enjoy seeing you run.
500 sub special, me on the treadmill. Anyway,
Playing Vanguard.
we had some stuff announced in today's stream and stuff announced throughout the week. So this was actually the 100th special Bushy Road stream, and to celebrate, they got our Lord and Savior Dr. O back, and lockdown's really not been treating him well either. Look at the guy. I hope you're okay, Dr. O. Anyway, pivoting into a bit of Vanguard Zero, we actually had some stuff announced for Japan with this new event, which is basically just going to be, it looks like the White Day event or something similar, but just for Aquaforce. So that's going to be Charlene, Julian, and Leon in alternate costumes. That stained glass.
Did you just call Julian?
I don't watch the show that much.
Julian.
Julian.
These guys, these guys weren't in V for more than 5 minutes. Quit hating.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this event. I do enjoy getting good skins. I find these events fairly boring because you can't really get new cards. All you can get is decorational stuff. Obviously, in a card game, you want to get more cards at any chance you can get. So an event where you can't really get more cards from, or you can get very little new cards, is pretty boring, in my opinion.
I think if anything, this is just an event to try and get people to like specific clans more, so that they buy more product.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the My Room stuff that they keep on trying to push on us. My room's about as perfect as it can possibly be right now. It's just literally a room full of Blaster Dark Swords and a Ren. It literally doesn't get much better than that.
Simple as fuck, mate.
Exactly. But yeah, literally I bought 90 Blaster Dark Swords. Also, there's a limit on them, which is quite rude.
So you can't just hoard them like you hoarded Blaster Darks in the physical game.
Hey, hoarding, not hoarded. If I still see them for sale on Big Orbit or anything, I still buy them.
But yeah, the only thing that I'm really looking forward to from this event is that stained glass Maelstrom looks really nice.
Yeah.
And I kind of hope they do other units in that kind of style.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, other than that, there wasn't really much mentioned for Zero. It was they improved pull rates on certain new clans for a set that we don't have yet in English, so we're not really going to talk about it. The metagame is still largely looking the same. There's been no nerfs, there's been no new sets, so it's still MLB, PBO, and Dote Central with the occasional smattering of OTT.
We did get a new glitch in Global, which came with the new update.
Ooh.
That people keep on thinking is cheating, but as far as I know, it's a glitch. But basically, halfway through your turn, I think it's something to do with connection, but halfway through your turn can just, your opponent just starts riding. They ride the card and just call their units and start attacking you halfway through your turn. So you'll just have rode your Blaster Blade for your turn, and then your opponent's just sick, I'll ride Amaterasu, calls out on Tom attack. And you're hang on a second. That's how it works. And apparently a lot of people have been posting on the Facebook groups and stuff about cheaters, even though I'm pretty sure it's a glitch, not cheating. So a lot of people are going to get reported for the game being broken, basically. I haven't experienced it personally yet, thank God.
What rank are you in Zero right now?
like Legend 9. I haven't been pushing Legend whatsoever at all this season, because I don't need Perfect Riser on any of my accounts.
That makes sense.
I only push if I need the card. I literally need a Perfect Riser on my main account because I've already got 3. So I'm going to get to Legend 10, which will be like 3 more games, and then I'm done. The highest rank I've been at so far is like 39 or something.
Yeah,
That was for the Draconic Overlord season.
I'm still just grinding like all of the missions and stuff like that to try and get more stuff for White Day. I have Kai for my lock screen. I have Kai's in-game fight skin. I just want to get the sleeves, and then I'm pretty much done with the event. I don't really care about getting him in my room at all.
I finished the event earlier today. I got both fight skins, both home screen skins, and all the sleeves. I obviously didn't get the My Room stuff because they cost 5,000 gems, 5,000 bouquets, and I'm not willing to do that for My Room stuff.
You'd rather spend your bouquets on packs.
Exactly. You can get 3 packs, which is 6,000 bouquets. So if I'm going to get close to 5,000, I'm obviously going to push that extra 1,000 and then get 3 packs from it instead of getting some crappy My Room stuff. As much as I do like Ren, and I'd like to get the Ren one of it, it's not really worth it to me.
And chances are they'll probably bring this event back next year with some extra characters as well.
Exactly, yeah. Most likely. Same with the Valentine's event next year.
Yeah, because I doubt that they'll not bring these characters back for these kinds of events.
Yeah. One thing I would recommend is if you're pushing the story mode stuff, I'd recommend waiting until the clan event for whatever clan it is you want. So the next one's Neo Nectar, because obviously every time you grade up, it gives you maximum stamina. So if you use all your stamina on the event, then do your quests for your grade up, then you'll get full stamina again, and they can just use those on the event again. And basically, it's just a good way of grinding to make sure you get 4 of every triple and double for whatever clan event it is.
Yeah. Do we know when the Neo Nectar event's starting? Is it in like a week?
It's supposed to be on the 16th, I think. It's like halfway through this month, basically, or it's supposed to be.
Yeah, as soon that sounds like next week. So yeah, it is because 9 plus 7. I'm really smart.
Smooth. So it's either going to be on the end of next week or halfway through next week.
Yeah. So we'll definitely be able to confirm that on next week's podcast, and probably have some more news, tips, anything like that that's relevant. I don't think there's anything else we can really discuss in Zero. There's nothing's really changed since last week.
Nope.
But we did have
basically the set came out last week, so now everybody's got MLB. MLB is the best deck, so everyone's playing MLB. Occasionally, if you're playing MLB, you'll go up against Dote and lose, because Dote's the only deck that can stand up to it. If you go up against anything else and you're playing MLB, you've pretty much got a guaranteed win.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to shift gears a little bit to the physical TCG, and we've actually got the English release date for Butterfly to Moonlight, which is set 9, I believe, which is the Harry, Lukier, Night Rose, Yasui, and Sharret set. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they're finally announcing that this is coming out. I'm pretty sure this comes out on the same day as the MLB deck.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't we have something else for October?
It comes out on the exact same day. I've got to wait till October to have a good Royal Paladin deck if I don't want to play Outmile.
Why wouldn't you? The deck's really good.
I mean, I will be building Outmile at some point, but this just feels like it's so long away. It's like half a year still.
But at the same time, we actually can't play the physical game anyway, so it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah,
in like 2 weeks' time, we'll be able to play the physical game again, and I'm not going to have anything good, and it's going to...
Yeah.
Why did they push MLB back so far?
I'm not looking forward, because I want gears, but I never actually got the double rares from the last set.
Yeah. And
really two of the double rares have gone up to like £20 each.
The big thing about how they've changed the release dates is what this does. This brings us back to the type of game we had when the game first came out. Because we're now going to have a completely different meta to Japan. We're not going to follow the Japanese meta anymore. Because our set releases are going to be in such a strange order compared to how they were released over there.
No, I think they're in the same order. It's just we're really, really far behind.
But it's not, because they've got MLB out, and they've still got to wait ages for this set to come out. They've still got to wait a bit for the set to come out.
Yeah, we're going to get this set and MLB on the same day.
Because stuff like the Outmile decks and stuff, and the Asher and all that, and all the Tri-Free stuff, in Japan that's being impacted by the MLB deck. Whereas over here, they won't be impacted by the MLB decks. They'll have a really long amount of time for them to develop on their own before MLB comes and smashes their faces.
Yep.
The one thing it will change as well is it will mean that Excel remains a really, really strong force in the English game compared to Japan, where Excel's kind of being shrunk away a lot because of stuff like MLB.
Yeah, I still don't think that MLB is that much of a deciding factor on the metagame. I will give you that MLB looks like it's a pretty strong deck, and it looks like if you go first, the deck is really, really good, but I still don't know how that deck consistently beats Vanquisher and Revon. I think it's up there, but I don't think it's like, really impacting the metagame as much.
I think in general it's an Excel killer, but there will be decks they've got such strong skills that they can still stand up. But I think for a lot of the other Excel decks, for stuff like Great Nature, they've just not got a hope in hell of being able to take a game off it anymore, because it's just... I mean, the main thing is, more than anything else, it's the power boost that it has on your opponent's turn, because of it being because it gets 18k, and I mean that just shuts off so much, because it means, yes, you can attack me with all your Excel 2 circles, but as soon as I get a trigger, a lot of your stuff isn't going to be able to hit anymore, and that's where the big issue is.
I mean, if that's against Vanquisher, all of this stuff is like 28 to 30k, so it still hits.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be easier to guard than it has been in the past, and I think it's going to make it a harder game for Vanquisher. I don't doubt that Vanquisher's not still going to be a strong deck. I think Vanquisher and Revon are still going to be really strong, but I think against all the other Excel decks, MLB is going to absolutely destroy them now.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I think Revon probably has a way worse matchup than Vanquisher, just because... Like, when MLB gets its plus 5k and then Revon minus 5k's it, okay, it's back to 13k, so its power isn't different, so you don't get any of if your opponent's Vanguard has different power skills.
I think when we look at the Japanese meta and the results in Japan, it's clear that Revon, Vanquisher, and MLB tend to be the decks that tend to be doing the best at the minute. And I think also it does come down to look about actually how many Protect decks is MLB facing and how does that impact it, and also how many MLB decks are the Excel decks facing, because if it's not absolutely flooded in the meta, it won't make much of a difference, because of course, just because people are playing that deck, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to face off against each other in tournaments. So it also depends on the matchups.
Yeah, the issue is that isn't the only Protect deck that's had any support for a little while Angel Feather.
OTT are getting really broken support now as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But like at the moment, the only the latest Protect deck that's had support is Angel Feather, and that didn't impact Vanquisher or Revon, that were like the best decks when they came out.
I think
so they just carried on being really good.
This is scenario, haven't we? We've got Force's Rock. Force can be Excel, or should be starting to be able to be Excel over time now. Excel smashes Protect, completely decimates it. And then you've got Protect, which has a really good matchup against most Force decks.
Well, this is exactly what it was at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they tried to make it balance out properly by giving Protect the boost that they need. Because we all know that Protect is absolutely neglected by Bushiroad at the minute, which is why we're seeing so many new things coming out for Protect.
Yeah. That's why with Protect 2, they tried to sort of bring that out to combat Axel, I assume.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work because we got Excel 2, and that was like the best gift ever.
They are making Protect 2 better.
That make Protect 2 better, aren't they?
Yeah, Angel Feather, for instance, has a Protect 1 build and a Protect 2 build.
Yeah.
Which I'm waiting on 2 cards for my Angel Feather decks, and then I'm going to do a deck profile on each for the channel.
I mean, I don't think that the is it Nubatama?
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily bad for Protect 2. I think it's probably the best thing you've got in the English language game for Protect 2 at the minute.
I mean, Angel Feather is really good with Protect 2. I think it is a better deck with Protect 1, but the Protect 2 version of it is still pretty good. But I only think that's slightly better than Nubatama because Nubatama is like a solid tier 2 deck, maybe even 2.5. It's not an amazing deck at the moment. But there's a very decent chance that Nubatama is going to get support in the next confirmed set that we get.
Yeah, and again, for waiting for these sets, we are getting a Bushiroad stream on the 26th of July, which will probably just tell us everything that's coming out for the rest of the year, from past set 10, V set 10.
We're getting an English language stream, aren't we, at some point, though, for product releases? I'm sure I read somewhere about something like that.
I'm not 100% sure.
Or an announcement. I'm sure we're getting something which is about product in the English version of the game.
We will be discontinuing it because nobody's buying Bang Dream.
Weren't they discontinuing Buddy Fight at one point? I seem to think I heard that, but then I keep on seeing adverts for it for like
they
new buddy fight
discontinued
sets.
the
coming out.
anime, I think. Obviously, I don't know much about buddy fight, but I'm pretty sure the anime has ended.
Oh,
And
okay.
then what they started to do is they started to do collaboration packs, so you can get like detective.
Yeah, I did hear that there was a Metabots collaboration, or there was supposed to be a Metabots collaboration,
Yeah, I don't know
which
much
is the
about it.
only thing that's ever made me interested in buddy fight.
I mean,
But
I think
they apparently all the collaboration decks are a lot stronger than the actual decks.
Sounds about right. So it's just wise fight, basically, buddy wise
It's just money grabbing.
at this point.
I mean, like, if I don't know if it's out in English, but they were supposed to be doing a Gridman set as well, and I would actually play whichever game would let me play Gridman, if it wasn't for the rest of the player base who plays other bushy games.
I'm not even sure what Gridman is. Isn't it like some Ultraman type thing?
Yeah,
okay.
Studio Trigger did it last year. It's really good. Would highly recommend it. Anyway, I think that's all we can really talk about, like the English meta upcoming releases. Now we just have some card reveals for the rest of the week, I think. So the first thing that I just wanted to show off, that these 3 cards make a lovely panorama, and they are definitely going to look really pretty, all in SP. So the only new card here is the Grade 3 Searcher for Oracle Think Tank, and it's got the same Grade 3 Searcher text as all the others, but its first skill is if you've checked the top card of your deck, gains 5k. But yeah, I think that it looks really, really nice.
Is it if you check, so if you reveal?
I think it's if you checked.
Oh, that's a shame. If it was if you reveal, it'd be amazing.
I mean, I think if you reveal, you do check it, so it's the same.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably just like if you look at the top card of your deck, which
Yeah.
is the same as revealing.
If you reveal, yeah, I guess.
Well, it's not the same, but it's
Yeah.
revealing is looking, basically.
Yeah, we were kind of.
I do like.
Go ahead.
I like the swords. I never noticed that before. I don't know if that was on the old versions of the cards, but the fire sword and the ice or water sword, or whatever it is, they look really cool on the crit and the Grade 3 Searcher.
Yeah.
I actually never noticed those before in the old versions.
I think those swords are supposed to combine into Susanoo's sword anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because the ice sword has got. If you look on the hilt, it's got the same hilt as the Susanoo sword.
Yeah,
So
it's just the guard that's different.
Yeah.
The reason they've done this is because of the Japanese mythology. Susanoo is meant to be the land and water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why they.
Wow.
Good
Lee's
talk.
mic is
His
amazing.
microphone is amazing.
Alright, I'm gonna stop talking. Okay, then you guys. Take
As
it.
opposed to all that talking you were doing before. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to show off these 3 because they made a really nice panoramic
Yeah.
art piece. But we're also a little bit like, we didn't really get many super amazing reveals throughout the week. Like we had some absolute bombshells drop during the stream today, but more on that later. We did get this. I think this is a fantastic deleter Grade 1. So when it's in the drop zone and you delete your opponent's Vanguard, you get to call this for free to Rearguard Circle. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are getting the same like Rising Phoenix vibes that I am, but that card is fantastic in Narukami. This card is probably going to be really good in deleters. It is a little bit unfortunate that you can't mid-battle phase delete in standard deleters, so there's no way to call this on top of things for multi-attack.
The vibe I'm getting right now looking at this card is the same vibe that I get in the bath when I look down at my balls floating in it. It looks exactly the same.
The big difference between this and Rising Phoenix, of course, is that Rising Phoenix, although this card is good, yes, I'd say Rising Phoenix is better because Rising Phoenix gains power as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes to 11k.
Yeah, this is just them saying, here's our Grand Blue Deleter boy. Here you go.
I feel like the reason why this exists is a lot of the deleter cards also have discard costs attached to them.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to get back some of that advantage. Because I know that, I think it's Greydol has a discard cost, the new deleter has a discard cost. I'm probably going to jam a few copies of this into my deleter deck. And
I'd just quite like to see deleters be somewhat decent in standard.
I
Because
would
they have been dreadful since release. Pretty
I
much.
do not want to see deleters be good in standard because I remember the very small amount of time between getting a stride and playing against deleters in the old game and just being absolutely pummeled in the face until I could just stride over it.
Yeah, I don't want them to be broken though. I just want them to be good. It's like
give and
semi-decent.
go stand.
I will always stand by the fact that the biggest mistake Bushy Road ever made with Vanguard was creating Link Joker.
Nah.
Awful, awful clan.
I think Joker was fine so long as you were the one playing it.
Yeah, I remember. Do you not remember when they first brought the trial deck out and people were using the trial deck in tournaments and winning with 4 trial decks before the set had even released? It
Yeah,
was absolutely ridiculous.
yeah, that happened quite a lot with also quite a few games. I remember when White Schwartz first started out, and I remember entering a tournament with a Fate Zero deck, even though Sword Art Online had been out for a while, and just winning the tournament with a fucking Fate Zero trial deck.
I remember getting second
It was the
place
good old
at
days.
a Weiss Locals, and I barely knew how to play the game. This
Exactly.
was like 6 years ago.
It just goes to show how luck-based Bushiroad games are.
But yeah, I think that this card is pretty good. It's nice to see that they're actually trying to push Deleter and Messiah into being 2 separate decks rather than you first ride a Deleter, then you second ride a Messiah, because all of this stuff needs specific Vanguards or specific types of decks to function. I think this is cool.
We haven't got through every single card in the set yet.
No.
There's still a handful that need to be revealed.
So in terms of reveals, we are missing 1 Kagura triple rare, 1 triple rare for OTT, which is the Grade 2 Ikishima. We're missing the Grade 3 Searcher for Link Joker that hasn't been revealed yet. And I think we're due like a few more rares, commons, and maybe a double for one other clan. But
is it the Kagura triple rare just a great researcher though?
No, Lava Flow Dragon got revealed really early.
Yeah, very good Lava Flow.
This is the one that's in the Overlord SP pack.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean that's probably getting revealed on Friday's stream because they said that they were doing some Overlord stuff there. But yeah, following up on this deleter theme, we do have this other Grade 2 deleter.
That heal trigger is really pretty.
It is. I'm really annoyed that heal trigger is not going to be in foil because that is really nice.
Yeah. I'm going to need that for my premium Glendios deck.
So the deleter has auto on Vanguard or Rearguard. When its attack hits a Vanguard, you counterblast 1, discard 1, and when your opponent would normal ride, they have to discard 1.
That is really good. I
It's,
really like that.
It's better than nothing. I mean, it's printed in the same set as a card that Omega deletes, so it makes, if your opponent wants to ride, which is kind of the point of V-Series, that you want to try and keep re-riding to gain markers rather than just being sat on the same Grade 3. Which was kind of a problem in the original game, from what I heard.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't a problem, it was a design thing, because you just strode on top of it, or you just stayed on top until you...
Yeah, deleters were garbage, you just strode, and that was it, game over.
Yeah.
I mean, but this is really good, because obviously it's going to cost... You either get to make them discard cards for the cost of re-riding, or if they do guard, because you're going to be on nothing, you're going to be discarding loads anyway to guard, because you just throw all your triggers onto this thing and go, there you are. Discard 3 or 4 cards to stop it.
Yeah, like with a booster behind this can easily hit like 21 or 20, which is a really hard number for a deleted Vanguard to hit.
Oh yeah, of course. It'll make a 25 guard.
Oh, it's also a oh my gosh! I've just revealed why this card's really good, which is much better than what we were thinking. It skill works on Vanguard as well. So if you go first, you're on Grade 2. Well, if you go first, no matter when you go, if your opponents have got to ride up to Grade 2 or ride up to Grade 3, you're going to make them discard a card just a normal ride, even if they're not deleted.
Yeah. So he'll be your best deleter ride now, won't he?
Yeah, that is nuts.
The only problem is it's a 9k.
Yeah. Also, you have to discard a card too, so you're not getting that much of an advantage from it.
Yeah, but
because you also have to discard a card.
Yeah, but now Link Joker has
a decent discard target.
Yeah, 3 discard cards.
Yeah.
And you could probably get away with playing draw triggers.
I think they could do with a couple more free discard cards, and then they'll be good. I think.
I mean, this is definitely a step in the right direction because deleters have been pretty much unplayable.
Yeah. No, they came out in the first set. The first set that they came out in, they were a fun deck. They weren't a good deck. They were like a solid tier 3. Occasionally can win a game deck.
If you're not Chaos Breaker, you're irrelevant at that point in the game.
I mean, yeah, I meant in V, but yeah.
Oh,
and then they tried to shovel out Brant support, and it was like, why?
Yeah,
this is just
and Brant stuff obviously isn't deleted stuff, is it? It's completely different.
Yeah, it was like making your opponent getting triggers, and it's like, okay.
And then I thought that was really clever, the Brant stuff. Because it just made your opponent rage quit because they lost to their own cards rather than to yours.
It was very anime, but
Very degenerate.
Yeah, I mean, I played the Brant deck. Like my only experience with it is playing it on Vanguard EX, the Switch game, and even then, it still hardly even worked against the AI, let alone real people. They made quite a few mistakes with that deck. I think they should have they should still be releasing support for it. I think and trying to make it slightly better because it is just so hard to play that deck and play it well anyway.
From personal experience, the less Brant is good, the better, because I'm sacky as shit.
I mean, yeah, if you're playing against someone really lucky, then yeah, of course, then it's a great deck.
Really lucky, wink.
Yeah, but then their luck will just change, won't it? It'll be like, right, I'm really lucky, so now I'm not going to get triggers. Now that it matters for me not to get them.
Yeah, I think that's all we really want to talk about these cards. The heal trigger is very pretty, and I will be needing a playset just to look at. We do have this DP rare that was revealed this week, and this card's just really stupid. I kind of love it. When placed, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in hand, 3 of your units in the front row gain 30k power.
It's honestly not awful. I don't think it's super duper bad. Obviously, a lot of decks will get rid of a lot of their hand and have fairly low hands a lot of the time, i.e. the end. So it'll just be a dead card against those. But a lot of clans like OTT, Shadows can get quite a good hand size quite easily. A lot of stuff like that. You just play it, all your shit's got plus 30k.
Guys,
and then it's only for the turn. It's when it's placed anyway, so it's for the entire turn.
I think I found where Gallop can gain power.
I mean, yeah.
I think I found a trash card that people aren't going to run.
Oh, nobody's going to run it at all. No, it's a dreadful card, but I can see it's one of those cards that in this very specific situation, it's really good. But obviously, getting that very specific situation is quite difficult to do.
I kind of want to see somebody resolve this effect with 10 or more cards in hand, and then just put a bunch of Miracle Beauties and Miracle Cuties on the board and go, try and guard this.
I don't even know what they are.
They're basically a bunch of restanding rears in DP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that'd still be like a 50k-ish column, I assume.
Yeah.
Which is not unheard of or super hard to guard in standard. You get that fairly often, especially in stuff like Neo Nectar, I've noticed. Can get columns like that fairly easily on rear guards.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else for us to talk about this. It's very medium. Now, I think we'll be going... Go ahead.
Basically, Dim Police in this set is very disappointing. Everyone was really excited for Gallop. Gallop was very lackluster. People are even getting to the point where they're trying to put up petitions to change Gallop's effect because it was so disappointing.
Didn't we hype Gallop last week, though? I'm sure we were pretty hyped about
it. We were. When it got released, and then just the more and more, we've had time to think about it, I think everyone's noticed that it's really not great. I think some people have tested with it as well.
Yeah.
I've tried it out, and having your opponent go crit trigger 2 to pass on your 4 crit attack it doesn't feel very good.
Yeah. It's a bit disappointing.
I think all of DP's resources went into their 1 triple rare, Blood Black, which is really good.
Yeah. People might even just play the old Dimply stuff with that. Or they might just play Sin Buster.
Yeah, the Sin Buster stuff's still really good. Anyway, for other reveals we had this week, we had today's stream, which was Overlord centric.
Gross.
Alright, lost interest.
I'll take it away from here, guys. So, this unit is a triple rare, which is designed for Overlord decks. When placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, look at the top 7, reveal up to 1 copy of the Cross from among them and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. You don't have to discard, by the way, which is the big thing. And on Rearguard, when your Vanguard attacks, if your hand has 4 or less cards, this unit gains 5k power. So my first reaction to this was, oh cool, they printed a better Buster, but you need 4 or less cards in hand. They're really going all in on the end style effects where you need to have a low hand. Then they revealed this, and I had to take a minute to compose myself. I'm so glad that Bushiroad finally made my clan playable again, because this card is mental.
What are you on about playable again?
They're amazing.
Yeah,
They're so
Dota
good.
has been solid in Kagura for
Stop
a
feeling
very
sorry
long
for
time.
yourself. They've been very consistently good for all the way through the game.
No, because
Yeah,
they
they
were
have never dropped
consistently
below like tier 2 at
they
all.
were consistently good, and then the next set that came out after they got support, they were irrelevant.
They have never been irrelevant. Since their release in V, Kagura has never been irrelevant at all.
This is the problem with you bloody Kagura players. Oh, my deck's not the best one in the game. It's rubbish. I can't play it anymore.
Exactly. In fact, probably not even since the release of V. Since the release of original Vanguard, Kagura has been a solid deck to play. There has been no point that I remember in the game where if someone's playing Kagura, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I've got this game no matter what. Kagura has always been a problem to me.
I think I have to agree with Belf, to be honest, on this one.
I think you need to go back to not talking.
What the fuck? Like, after the great, wasn't that great. The deck, all the decks got took over. Like Kagura just went down and down and down.
Like,
It was still never below tier 2 though. It's always been a
they were
solid
tier
deck.
3. They're not.
Nope.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Like right now, they are pretty ass.
Yeah,
No, they're not.
yeah, they are.
Like you almost made Dan quit the game the other day when you played against him with Dote.
So,
Dan was trying to learn the Uranus deck. Lee played against him with Dote and just attacked him 3 times in one turn. Dan's just there like, oh, this is a bullshit deck. Thanks for letting me test my deck that I didn't know how to play with your bullshit cards.
Which deck is better? A full Genesis, what's it called? Uranus deck, or Dragon Overlord? Dragon Overlord the end.
The end.
Deck. No, it's not.
It's way more consistent.
Yeah,
I really want to say the end because I think that Genesis is just really bad.
Okay, carry on
I
being
think-
excited about your card.
I
We'll
think
stop talking.
we got wildly off topic here.
I mean, we're still talking about Kagura, so we're clearly on topic. Right, read out its shitty effect. Go on.
Bruh. So, the cross is on Vanguard. Once per turn, you Soul Blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 card with Overlord in its card name, which is different from this unit's. So, unfortunately, you can't put the original version of the cross underneath this thing. And then shuffle your deck, and this unit gains all of that card's card names and abilities until end of turn. Basically, this thing says, I'm a patchwork fix for every other Overlord we printed. Please play me. This card also has the ability on Vanguard, when your card effect would count the number of cards in your hand, it is regarded as 0. So all of those 4 or less effects now automatically go off. So like the double rare that draws if you're at 4 or less, the other triple rare that gives you 5k if you're at 4 or less, all of the Dote support, the grade 1 that goes to Soul gives you Vanguard 5k every time it attacks if you're at 4 or less. Oh. And continuous on Vanguard, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit's drive cannot become 0 or less. Which basically means when you copy Dote, you can't go to 0 drive on the last attack. I don't know where to start on this card.
I was a bit worried about this when we read out the effect during the stream, because obviously I didn't hear it properly. The second skill, when your effect would count the number of cards in your hand, it's regarded as 0. I was just like, no, Jamio Congo is completely useless now. But because it's your card effect, obviously Jamio Congo still works. So that card that is the only decent card for Nubatama is still the only decent card for Nubatama.
F's in the chat, boys.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nubatama standard anyway.
I have a lot of brewing to do with this card. I have a lot of ideas for this card already. So the most appealing thing that you can copy so far looks like it's just going to be the V-Series version of the End. Because you'll put that into the Soul. Almost all of the Kagura grade 3s to get off their major effects require a grade 3 or a grade 3 Overlord in the Soul. This fixes that issue because it gives you it on first grade 3. Like, the End says, if you have an Overlord in the Soul, you can discard 3 for a restand. The Great is, if you have an Overlord in the Soul, you can discard 2 to restand it and restand a Neoflame on rearguard. This fixes all of those issues because you ride once and you get those, so it speeds everything up by a turn. Its third effect for if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, it cannot become 0 or less, is so you can go ride the cross, put the end in, swing with twin drive, restand, swing with single drive, restand, swing with single drive. This also being able to copy names and abilities is very relevant, because a lot of Kagura grade 3s have support which relies on specifically their name. Like, the end has Decat, which you can put into Soul and give the end the Battledore skill for the end of the turn, which I definitely want to put Battledore skill on a immediately 3-standing Vanguard. You'd also be able to copy the Great's name so that Neoflame can give it 5k and potentially a crit, but I still think that's too expensive for standard. This also has a lot of good premium applications because this is a fantastic first ride. I mean, unfortunately, it does share name with the Legion, the Cross, which is your win condition, but because of this, you might be able to just actually play the Cross as a straight-up non-legioning stride deck and have a lot of good first-turn pressure because you can just copy the Great, put it into your Soul, and get a free restand. You can copy the end for its specific support. I think that this might be the best card in the set. Straight up. And I'm trying to push away personal biases when I say that this card is mental. Being able to go ride this, force 2, triple restand, offer handshake. Also, in premium, being able to put the rebirth under this, it's going to be spicy. It's going to be very spicy.
I mean, I can see why people are starting to fall out of love with this game with the releases of cards like this and Zazan. They're not helping the players very much. It's like, here, play this card or lose. Have fun.
I mean, in standard, this thing isn't super busted unless your opponent's on grade 3, and then in premium...
still pretty insane.
Did you just say this card isn't busted unless your opponent's on the grade that everybody should be on?
Yeah, because then you only get one restand with a drive check.
So what do you expect? People to stay on grade 2 against it?
No, they just hard guard the second attack. And just take the first one. This thing doesn't gain its own power. It only has to gain power through other effects. It's a high number of higher quality attacks, but it's not, actual higher damage. This thing, on first ride, I don't think is as threatening as, a second ride Waterfall, because the number just isn't as big, and you can still PG this.
Restanding Force 2?
Yeah, because the restanding Force 2 is just 13, then 23. That's not very big.
The thing I'm thinking to myself is, I'm just hoping and praying that, actually, we've got to remember that when this card comes out, all the other cards in that game will be power crept up as well. So hopefully it won't be quite as devastating as it seems at the minute. But I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I guess we are kind of comparing it to the current, sort of meta that we've got in English. Obviously, when this comes out, we're going to have stuff like the Altmile, the full Altmile deck, full next stage deck.
Susano
Asher, I guess, is sort of also there. We'll also be getting... Wait, when does this set come out?
This set comes out
19?
August.
No, 19th in England.
August or September. This set drops next week.
This comes out before MLB 2!
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, so again, it's another thing where Japan is going to have this alongside MLB, while we're just going to get this on its own for a good month before we get MLB.
Yeah. The only thing I want to say on this as a last thing, you can finally play Overlord basically as Overlord Toolbox. So you're going first, you want to try and get an immediate restand, you can put the Great into Soul, or you're going second, okay, you want to try and kill your opponent with a higher number of attacks rather than higher quality, you can put the end in. This, in terms of card design, unfortunately, we're going to take every Overlord and just put a Band-Aid fix on it to make it less bad, rather than we're going to print a new card that is just as good.
I think in premium, this card's going to be solid with the Destiny, because you could just go, ride this, get a Force Marker, copy the Destiny skill, stride, Destiny skill goes off, retire what your opponent's
You can't do
circle.
That. This is a act skill.
Yeah, you can't use this to copy Destiny then stride.
My bad.
Bum bum
Go on,
ba-dum.
He's bad.
I thought it was. I thought it was.
Again?
Didn't read it properly. My bad.
Yeah, you really should just stay to not talking.
Right. Okay.
So this
Continue
is
then.
the second time Lee's messed up on how to stride.
So, are we done with Overlord? Are we gonna try
Yeah,
and
we
pretend
are.
it doesn't exist for the next couple of weeks?
Oh no, I've already
that's my
bought
whole
a
life.
bunch of other SP Overlord stuff for this deck. I'm so ready.
Great. So,
Anyway, just the last
shall
little
we-
bits of stuff that we have to talk about is they printed some SPs for Bang Dream.
Woo.
Please clap.
I mean, I like those. They look nice. I want to play the deck though.
They look like White Schwartz cards. They don't look like
I think
Vanguard
that's the
cards.
point. And look at their like racials as well. Bang Dream, Poppin' Party. Stop it. And these are going to be really expensive too.
Are they?
Yeah, because people who don't play Vanguard are going to want these.
Yeah, it's like the Token
Oh.
Rambo stuff. A lot of the Token Rambo SPs are expensive because collectors bought them.
Oh, okay.
Is that our last reveal?
Pretty much the last thing is just some English stuff or like box toppers. They also announced that
my God.
in every single box, there will be one secret pack, which is the only way to get the draw PG for Bang Dream.
Yeah.
So we're
I mean,
actually
that
buddy
idea,
fighting.
I like the little blister idea thing. It's a bit like what Pokemon do, where you get like a promo card and some packs.
No, I think
What?
that's just a box.
That's a box.
Yeah.
Oh.
It says 2 on it, like 2 packs at the bottom. Bang Dream Film Live, and it's got a number 2. Surely
Is the two
surely
not
that's
the
like a
not the
thing
force
where you get
markers that are coming
pack.
in it?
Yeah, I think the 2 is it's like a 2 force marker box, and then
Oh.
there'll be a secret pack.
But it's got a little hole thing for you to put on like a rack at the
So do
top.
the packs.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a box. I think that's something else.
I think you're something else.
Rude. Okay, so I think we're pretty much done with the podcast today.
There was some stuff announced for the set for set 10 that I've only just remembered. They basically confirmed that Luard that got revealed last week is gonna get Drag Driver in the same set,
Okay.
which is the first Stride that came out, and they confirmed that Phantom Blaster Overlord is definitely a pseudo cross ride type thing, which obviously everyone assumed anyway. So that's just made Phantom Blaster Dragon's price shoot up in price.
Woohoo!
Shoot up. Which luckily I managed to buy some last week for like £8 each. So I've got a good couple
Great.
to keep me going.
Apparently, Rising is going to be the master of force markers, so I'm kind of hoping that he gives your force markers both effects. Maybe.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Actually,
Oh yeah,
wouldn't
and
mind
Gridora's getting a new marker, similar to the treasure marker that Grand Blue's getting.
I wouldn't mind if Gridora's marker was like, you can take Gridora's marker and put it in your opponent's damage so that you can force them to be at 5. Because Gridora always messed with your opponent's damage because she stole counterblasts in G. I wouldn't mind something like that.
And Tachikaze is also there.
Yeah, Tachikaze is, hey, you remember gauges? We do. Or you remember Anger Blader? We're not going to print anything that bad, we promise. Bad. in
Again,
inverted commas.
I was lucky. I didn't see Angle Blader. No one in our locals played it or anything, and I managed to miss it basically because I think I was away when it came out.
That was not a fun nationals. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that should be everything for this week's podcast. What do we have coming up this week? Anyone got any super cool video ideas?
So tomorrow we're going to be uploading a video which is going to be us arguing about our favourite unit in a specific clan. I think we're doing Royal Paladin. So please do watch that and tell us who your favourite Royal Paladin unit is.
It's going to be Blaster Blade, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to be plugging Blaster Blade, but we'll see what everybody else has got to say as well. We've also got on Thursday. Is Thursday the Belf day or is it the Simon day? I can't remember.
It interchanges between
Okay.
whether or not I want to make a video or not. So
And
I
Are
don't
you doing
really,
a video this week?
I don't really have a plan for this week, but I can probably throw together some Spike Brothers related content. Either the GB8 Hellhard premium build or some spicy standard stuff I've been brewing up with Grandmobile.
Very nice. And then on Friday it's normally Rowan, but Rowan's not been zeroing recently, I don't think. So I don't know.
No, I sort of stopped the playthrough that I was doing because it just wasn't getting much views. Nobody was really commenting or watching it or anything. We've noticed, obviously, like the new thing in the thing right now is these tier videos, where we've obviously Max and Simon did the anime waifu tier video.
And husbando.
And husbando, whatever. Either way, I wasn't involved, so I'm pretty upset about it.
It was basically you arguing about waifus.
And then me, Belf, Simon, and Dan all did the original sets tiered, which was a very long video. So anyone who has watched that, congrats. We are planning on doing the same sort of thing, hopefully short videos, with G and then eventually V. So if I can get a couple of people involved with that, that'll be my video for this week, I guess.
Great. Anything from Simon this week?
Played Master Deck profile.
When's that going up? Sunday?
Sunday, yeah. Sunday's my day, isn't it?
Oh, and then on Saturday, we'll have the anime discussion again. This week, we were pretty disappointed that the anime was just garbage. I mean, it was terrible this week. But next week's episode looks really, really good. There's lots of stuff. Lots of characters returning who we've not seen for years, like the Gastille guy. And we've also got the new Ultra Rare with their new bandmate Eska, which should be fun.
I might have to watch this episode.
And we've got Great Nature being summoned into it as well. We've seen that in the trailer. So
all you furries, yeah.
So I think
Get in on
that's
this
everything.
episode.
So we hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We hope that you Kagura players are finally satisfied and not complaining about how terrible your clan are. And we will see you on Tuesday next week. See you then, guys.
Bye.